COVID-19 restrictions. Norway scraps social distancing and face mask usage. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Norway on Saturday lifted its final COVID restrictions, scrapping social distancing and masks in crowded places despite a surge in Omicron infections. The grass is actually looking green for Norway citizens because this is like one of the best news ever. They are releasing or lifting, this particular they're scrapping, scrapping social distancing and face masks. You don't know the sigh of relief people are going to be using. Wow, like if this happens in our country in Nigeria, or more, what are we? They have not even scrapped it, and so people have even stopped using, face mask. They're no longer feeling the need to. The social distancing, no, people hardly do. People in some places, I won't say all. Well, this is actually good news for them, and I hope that this good news is like a step or like a doorway to other good news where we're going to hear, COVID-19 is no longer, it's no longer a deadly disease. It has been curbed, and all those kind of good news that makes one happy. Okay, the news in detail, please stay with us. Norway on Saturday lifted its final COVID restrictions, strapping social distancing and masks in crowded places despite a surge in Omicron infections. The meta is disappearing. We are taking away the recommendation on social distancing, Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store told reporters at a press conference. Now we can socialize like we did before in nightlife, at cultural events and other social occasions, and on the way to and from work on buses, trains and ferries, he said. Norway lifted most of its other COVID curbs earlier this month, including remote working, crowd size limits, and restricted alcohol sales in bars and restaurants. The requirement to isolate for 4 days after a positive COVID test was meanwhile on Saturday downgraded to a recommendation, and children with respiratory systems are no longer required to get tested for COVID. Gaston stressed over that the pandemic is not over and advised unvaccinated people and those in risk group to continue practicing social distancing and wear masks where social distancing is not possible. The Norwegian Institute of Public Health, FHI, said the country had yet to see the peak of the Omicron surge, but it was expected soon. The agency director, Camilla Stoltenberg, told reporters the number of COVID hospitalizations has risen by 40% in the past week. As of Friday, 986,851 cases and 1,444 virus-related deaths had been recorded in Norway, where more than 91% of the population has received at least 2 doses of the vaccine. FHI estimates that 3 to 4 million people from a population of 5.4 million may be infected by this summer, and they are lifting up the ban. They are lifting up the ban, actually. Man. So they are not following the foolish science again. I tell you, if these folks tell people to drink urine as cure for COVID-19, many people will do it without questioning. This person is really, really something. Even in the UK, no use of face masks. I was in an entrance into the supermarket last Friday just because I wasn't wearing a face mask. Funny enough, those who were inside the supermarket were all wearing jaw masks. The vaccine will soon be scrapped off. Did you catch the joke? He was not wearing face mask. Meanwhile, he was looking he looked into the supermarket, and all their face masks were actually placed on their jaw. So what's now the essence? Oh my goodness. Finally, it is finished. Norway should tell the rest of Europe to follow suit. Thank God for giving us sensitive and prophetic word of men of God in Nigeria here. Without fear, our men of God have staunchly fought against the evil associated with this pandemic. Father, thank you finally. Nigerians, we are really, really something. COVID-19 restrictions, Norway scraps social distancing. Oh, it's a good omen. It's good omen. Okay, wearing of nose masks for longer hours has claimed the lives of so many people in the name of curbing the spread of COVID-19. I pity those that still adhere to these rules. People that enacted the rule don't even abide by it any longer. It is a pity. We have lost many experienced doctors. Wow. Wow. Okay. Dr. Fast is losing the battle so swiftly. Bill Gates and co should go and cook their vaccines. The world must move on. I remember when Abokis and the entire North were taunted, became a subject of mockery, abused and shared sentiments as a result of their stand against most of the COVID saga. Similarly, disagreed to be deceived by the adherence to COVID-19 protocol. However, here we are singing praises of so-called false men of God for their wavering stand against the aforementioned. The Abokis are wise enough in understanding the agenda of enemies of mankind. Never underestimate them. Everybody is coming out to say after finally, and how this thing is going is some people are not even believing. Some people still date, just like this person said, they actually think it's a fraud. You see all this COVID-19, where they will come and they will say, 1,000 cases in which states had the highest recorded cases. Sometimes it was Kano, sometimes it was Lagos. Thank God. Most companies in Nigeria are still under lockdown in the name of COVID-19. You keep your fellow humans in a place for 2 or 3 months without coming out, not minding the psychological trauma they go through, all because of a selfish interest. The most painful part of it is that there is nobody to speak for these workers who have been subjected to live as prisoners. They work with pains in their hearts so that they could be able to take care of their responsibilities. I'm writing this in tears because I'm also a victim of a lockdown. Yeah. Okay. God of Pastor